Most leaders aren't listening to understand. They're listening to defend themselves, listening to control the conversation, listening to protect their ego, listening to respond. And people can feel it immediately. Have you ever talked to somebody and before you even finish your sentence, they already got their answer already loaded up and ready to go? They're already cutting you off. They're already explaining their position. They're already trying to justify, already preparing the comeback. That's not leadership. That's reaction. And that is a dangerous thing right there. Reactive leaders slowly create silent teams because once people feel unheard long enough, they stop talking. One of the biggest lies leadership teaches is that communication is mostly about speaking. It's not. Leadership communication is mostly about listening correctly, but most leaders never learn emotional listening. They learn positional listening, meaning I'm listening so I can maintain authority. I'm listening so I can fix this fast. I'm listening so I can regain control of the room. I'm listening so that I can prove that I'm right. That's why so many employees walk away from conversations feeling dismissed, even when the leader technically heard everything they said. Because hearing words and understanding people are two different things. I mean, come on, y'all, trust me, you know this. And if you don't understand the emotional weight behind what people are saying, you're going to mismanage the situation every single time. Most reactive leaders don't realize they're reacting emotionally because their reaction sounds professional on the surface, but underneath, it's defensiveness, it's insecurity, it's control, it's ego, it's fear. An employee says, you know what, man, I feel overwhelmed. Instead of listening, the leader immediately jumps in and says, well, everybody's busy. Okay, so what does that mean? Translation is, you don't have permission to feel the way that you feel. Why not? You haven't even taken the time to dissect what's going on before you've passed any type of diagnosis on how that employee may be feeling in that situation. You know, somebody else says, I don't think the team communication is working out. And the leader goes, well, ain't nobody complaining. So what's the problem? Translation could be, I'm protecting myself instead of understanding the issue. See, that's reactive listening. It's very dangerous because the leader thinks that they're solving the problem when actually making the problem worse. Now the employee feels dismissed. They feel misunderstood and emotionally unsafe because you as a leader didn't really listen to what they said, right? Emotional safety is gone. Honesty disappears right behind it. They're no longer going to come to you and to divulge things that are happening within the team. Real listening requires emotional discipline, and most leaders have never developed it because emotional listening forces you to sit in discomfort without immediately trying to control the outcome. That's hard for leaders who are addicted to authority to do. Sometimes your job as a leader is to not immediately correct, not immediately to teach or to coach or to defend or to explain or to justify. Sometimes your job is to fully absorb what is happening before you respond. That is leadership maturity because emotionally immature leaders interrupt without understanding. The moment feedback feels uncomfortable, they rush to explain themselves. The moment criticism shows up, they're going to defend themselves. The moment tension enters the room, they're trying to rush to gain that control. Strong leaders know that this isn't the way. People don't open up when they feel managed. They open up when they feel heard. And this is where a lot of leaders fail in the culture and within organizations, because organizations say, speak openly, bring your feedback. We value communication. But when somebody actually does that, leadership gets defensive. Now everybody learns the truth. This place only values communication that feels comfortable, but is not really valuing real communication, real honesty, real feedback. It's missed the line completely. And we all know this creates fake alignment. Meetings become performance, feedback becomes filtered, employees don't speak up. At this point, nobody wants to say or do the things that they should because now they know.
And knowing is half the battle.
And leaders go back, why isn't anybody speaking up? Because people got tired of talking to reactions instead of talking to their leaders. One of the strongest things a leader can say is, help me understand what you mean. Not, that's not what happened. Not, well, let me explain what happened. Or no, you got it wrong. That's not what I meant. There's a big difference. Reactive leaders rush to protect perception. Emotionally intelligent leaders pursue understanding first. That changes everything because when people feel genuinely heard, tensions drop, trust increases, solutions become easier, conversations become safer. And no, that doesn't always mean you're going to agree. Hell, I'm going to disagree with my leaders as well. But leadership is not agreement management, it's understanding management. And some of the damage leaders create has nothing to do with bad intention. It comes from never slowing down enough to truly hear people emotionally before responding strategically. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to your people. If you want to become a stronger leader, stop focusing so much on what you're going to say next. Start paying attention to what people are actually feeling while they speak, because emotional listening is deeper than words. It hears the frustration behind the silence. The fears behind the hesitation, the burnout behind the short answers, the disengagement behind fake professionalism. And if you only listen at surface level, you're gonna completely miss the real issues every time. The leaders that people trust the most aren't usually the loudest people in the room. They're the leaders who make people feel seen, heard, and emotionally safe enough to tell the truth. I mean, I've been in situations where leaders have said, even when I teach leadership development classes and we do role play activities, I've been in situations as the employee saying things to the person who is acting as the leader, saying things like, I want to quit my job, or this is just too tough, or there gotta be greener grass on the other side, or nobody listens to what I'm saying, or I don't think the team is performing at the level that they're, saying a ton of the different things, and the leader doesn't listen. In that role play activity, and I'm teaching communication, and they're not listening. They're bypassing what is being said. They're only listening to the surface. They're not getting to the real heart of the issue. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why communication is so important. You have to listen to understand, right? My favorite habit is habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Right? Franklin Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. You gotta put aside your autobiographical responses when you're truly listening to people, right? You just gotta put them aside, because empathic listening is truly at the heart of building trustful relationships with others. Listening to truly understand someone, not to respond, not to react, but to truly listen to someone. That is the key. That is the cheat code to effective leadership. And if this message challenges you in any kind of way, I want you to ask yourself, do people feel heard after conversations with me? Or do they feel like the conversation was managed? Do I truly listen? Or do I emotionally prepare my response while others are still talking? Have I created an emotional safe environment or an emotional cautious environment around my leadership? Because the moment people stop feeling safe enough to speak honestly, leadership effectiveness starts to die silently. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And remember to unlock your leadership effectiveness, you must master the cheat code. And this is probably one of the biggest cheat codes that you will get, is the ability to truly listen to someone else. See you next time.